Wet-Togetherness. Bodies exceed humanity. They remind us that we are part of something vaster and smaller, more complex, more connected than our mere existence as an atomized species. Our bodies, and bodies in general, are composed out of heterogeneity and multitudes. All bodies are wet collective bodies, defined by how they link to other bodies, places, environments, technologies. Think of breathing, clogging, decomposing, discharging, flushing, lubricating, melting, menstruating, transfusing. Bodies exist as trans and extra-territorial beings. They live in hybridity. This porous condition produces a planetary wet-togetherness, a commoning force that constitutes all bodies as collective hydro subjects. Wet-togetherness is a collaboration between e-flux and the 13th Shanghai Biennale, Bodies of Water, 水体. It is a series of 9 sound pieces in which a selection of Biennale contributors enact aqueousness through sound. Episode 4. Breathing. Seemingly a banal act of taking air into the lungs and releasing it, breathing connects bodies to other bodies, bodies to the atmosphere. In breathing, bodies enact their existence and their interdependence across territories and identities. Yet breathing is too often unequally distributed, and the deprivation of air itself reminds us of the contentious, violent relations dictating the right to life. The following conversation is recorded between Torkwase Dyson and Itziar Okariz.
My name is Torkwase Dyson, and I'm an artist. I'm based in New York City, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois, where I grew up. I spent most of my time moving throughout the South and ended up in the North for graduate school. And now I am settled in New York City, and I'm fascinated by its diverse ecosystem, the history of its geology, and its outdoorness. So I guess that brings me to this recording. I wanted to take up the prompt on breathing while being outdoors, moving my body. I biked a few miles, and now I'm sitting on a bench looking at the Hudson River, breathing. I'm aware of this kind of listening most when I'm outdoors and I am trying to meditate, and I'm aware that my breath is connected to my brain, and that a clear mind and a sense of here-ness comes out of paying attention to my breath. So what that allows me to do is really sink into my own human nature as a first step. And then breathing allows me to settle in a deep solitude and a sort of silence. So I think that's what happens when I think or I meditate on the idea of breathing, is to achieve, while listening to my breath, a sense of solitude and stillness. Let's see. How can this sound be described? That's a really good question. I'm not sure I can describe it. It's a kind of soothing. It's okay. I think I'm going to rephrase the question. So I think I can describe breath if I acknowledge that it has many different sounds. My breath when I'm asleep, going into a deep sleep, sounds like a bit of a hum. When I'm meditating my way to the REN state, it's rhythmic. It is, again, soothing. It's almost indeterminable. It's almost, dependent on, what my body is doing. And I think I can describe it from that point. Let's see. I'm very interested in a surface quality that's in relationship to my own body's movement, my experience of spending so much time near and around water, the ways in which water changes as time, moves on, and our planetary systems change and our geology shifts. I think that I'm aware when I'm painting, I understand that the time of breathing and the time of air and the time of water has the condition that I was born into. Breathing in this environment is indelibly tied to the history of extraction economies and the history of colonialism and a kind of modernism that is violently extractive. So thinking about my work in relationship to that, it is turbulent. It is oftentimes about a kind of disembodiment. When I think about breathing in the Shanghai Biennale, and more specifically the Yangtze River, in my mind, I can only imagine all the different geographies through my research that the river flows through, and all of the different unique ways humans have responded to this river, and the way it changes and affects, both the quotidian life, the spirituality of it, the dance, the performance of it. So I think that is all in the work, I hope. I have this project called Breathtaking on Black Beauty and Other Indeterminacies that acknowledge both the violence of the police state and its actions on killing, profiling, torturing Black bodies in the United States and globally. And I understand also within that, we mourn and grieve people who have been murdered and passed on. And we also find in that still beauty and liberation and ideas of connection and community and peace and love. So I think that breathing and breath is connected to all of those things.
Hi, it's Itziar, Okariz, and I am at 100 Graham Avenue in the studio of a friend. It's morning. Nine in the morning. Sunny. April. New York. And I'm gonna listen to my breath. It's relaxing. Also, it's a mixture of the sound of the breath and the sound of the birds or the traffic, the train, the plane. And it's different, the sound of the regular breath than the one of my work in the Biennale. Then it's different. And yes, it's different, the sound of my breath, of my breathing, of my regular breathing, than the one that I have in Shanghai. Ocean breathing. But anyway, both are an immersion of the rhythm of the breath, and both have this figuration regarding the sea. This recording somehow it reminds me, to this short history of Valar, this interstellar traveling through different generations. So it's kind of like a time capsule. The breath recorded, the voice recorded for another time in the future. if I try to explain what is it, ocean breathing, ocean breath, I'm not sure. I know that what I like it is that you can grasp it somehow. It's pop. Because you do have the experience of the breath. The action. You understand the action. And the feeling as well. So afterwards you have other interpretations or other possibilities coming to you. And what else? Besides the feeling of being immersed in the fluid of the earth, there is this feeling of being immersed in sound as well as in water. It is very similar.
Wet-Togetherness is a collaboration between e-flux and the 13th Shanghai Biennale, Bodies of Water, 水体, curated by Andrés Jaque, Marina Otero Verzier, Lucia Pietroiusti, Filipa Ramos, and Yomi, and organized and promoted by the Power Station of Art. This podcast has been edited by José Luis Espejo and Ruben Cole, with the sound design of Tomoko Sauvage, coordination of Roberto González García, and locutions by Yang Yang.